how to become an optimistic person. We all know them, the people who just see on the bright side of things. What's their secret? They're just happier than everyone else. Well, optimism is their secret. Optimism makes you a happier person. It is scientifically proven to reduce stress, reduce the occurrence of chronic disease, and help you to develop resilience when you are faced with unhappy situations. Today, I am going to guide you through the top ways that you can start turning the tide so that you will become an optimistic person. But first, I want you to check and see if you're a subscriber to this channel yet. And if you're not, hit that subscribe button and the little bell next to it so that you get a notification whenever we drop a video to help you live a happier and more fulfilled life. Stick around. I'm about to give you those keys to being optimistic.
GILD Coaching. More success, less stress.
I've heard many people say that they've tried to be an optimistic person, but then something happens and it just throws them off track, and then everything around them seems to be negative. Well, that's the problem. In order to become a chronically optimistic person, you have to be dedicated to a few very simple but serious practices in your life. If you want to be an optimistic person today, I'm going to break down 3 very simple habits that you can start putting to work in your life right now that can take you on that track. So first of all, who cares? Why care about being positive or optimistic? Well, if you value your health, you're going to want to have higher vibe thoughts. So negativity, pessimism, is associated with higher levels of stress and anxiety. High levels of stress is directly linked to the development of chronic disease. So if you want to be healthy, you want to feel good, then start thinking on the bright side. So if you don't have one, I want you to get a journal. And I always have mine right here. Hold on, my things are on top of it. I've got my journal right here. I always have my journal with me. I've talked about my 5 journal system. I even talked about it in our last Success Monday that we dropped here on GILD Coaching's YouTube. I have 5 sections in my journal, and one of them, my favorite one, is the gratitude section. So what does practicing gratitude do for you, and how can it help you be a more optimistic person? Practicing active gratitude, and all you have to do is get a little pad of paper that you can take notes on, and you can leave it beside your bed, and every morning when you wake up, enjoy a deep breath and then think of just one thing that you're grateful for. I don't care if the rest of the world is just coming apart for you. Think of one thing that you're grateful for, even if it's that clean breath that you just took, and just make a little bullet point in your journal and write that down. If you do that practice every single day, pretty soon you are going to have a novel worth of things to be grateful for. So when you do hit that down day, you can open that book back up and look at all of the proof that there is goodness and positivity in your life. What practicing daily active gratitude like that does for your brain is it helps to bolster the neurological connections. So it helps to make different pathways fire in your brain. And when those pathways are firing, then your brain is wiring. And what that means is your brain is wired to think the way that you've been thinking. So if you want different results in your life, you have to change the way that you've been thinking into a new way. How? Start here. Start with gratitude. Start with a daily gratitude journal. And that first thought of the day that's pointed toward gratitude will help train your brain to have a predisposition to look for what's good in the situation. You know, Winston Churchill once said that a pessimist finds the difficulty in each opportunity, and an optimist finds the opportunity in each difficulty. It really is just the way that you look at it. So even in the middle of a disaster, you can look around and say, I'm truly thankful for this. I'm truly thankful for that. I really appreciate this one thing. And it actually helps to reduce the level of stress that you're experiencing at any given moment. Number 2, I say it all the time in our tribe. Your tribe is your vibe. If you want a high vibe tribe, go down to this video description and check out that link to to the Gilded Life group, go cut and paste it into your browser, pop onto Facebook, find us Gilded Life, and join our tribe, because we are high vibe. What that means, your vibe is your tribe is your vibe, both, is that if you're surrounding yourself with negative people who are always going to find the downside of the situation, that is the way that you are allowing your brain to be trained to think. If you seek out the most positive people to be around, you have no choice but to eventually fall into that pattern. You know, I've told this story to my clients several times, but I used to work with someone who was very, very negative and nasty. And she just really created a hostile work environment. And one day I'd overheard her saying some negative things about me. And I thought, you know, that's really sad, because number one, those things aren't true. And number two, why? You know, why waste your time talking about something that you don't like? Because it just makes it bigger. So I went and said, hey, I just want to let you know, I heard those things, and, you know, they're not true. And I'd love to have a better relationship, but I just wanted to let you know that, like, this is enough. This negativity just needs to be done. We just need to be done with it. And her response was that nobody understood where my joy comes from. Well, I, in that moment, enjoyed a deep breath and felt deep sorrow for her. But I said, I certainly hope that someday you find it. And then I left. I went back to my office and went on with the rest of my day. I tell you that story because she was in her office with two other people, and they were all very nasty, saying bad things about all the other coworkers, just being ugly, ugly, ugly. And it was attracting more of that energy, and it got really big. Well, I didn't permanently insert myself there. I actually never walked into the room. I was always in the doorway. But I'm not around that sort of thing. Negative things happen, and I respectfully and politely bow out and go and find higher vibe things to focus on. And you've got to do that with the people that you're around, which is why I'm inviting you to join our tribe. So if you don't have a tribe, come on, now you have one. I'm in there, and I'd love to welcome you. So make sure that if you do pop in there, that you tag me on your post when you introduce yourself to everyone, so that I can personally welcome you. One other way to intentionally become an optimist is to make sure that you are giving yourself breaks. Everybody needs to pour into themselves. If you're not serving yourself, then you can't serve others. I always say, if you don't have a full cup, then you can't pour from it. You cannot serve from an empty cup. So every single day, even if it's just for a moment, I know me, part of my daily self-care routine, in addition to exercise, making sure that I'm getting enough water, is I really enjoy the comfort of a hot salt bath each night. Even if it's just 5 minutes, normally I try to make it a little bit longer than that, 10, 15, but I really enjoy that. And it's really a non-negotiable, because it helps me to just enjoy a moment of peace, a moment of comfort, and a moment of well-being. And that is me dedicating something to myself, telling myself that I'm worth it, building up my own confidence, practicing that self-love. When you are being loved, you are going to be more lovable. And so you have to start with yourself. And when you're loving yourself, that is a very positive thing, and it is going to help your mindset shift in the area of positivity and optimism. Again, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, we would love to have you. Make sure, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the little bell so that you know the next time that we drop a video to help you live a life with lower stress and more success. And if this has helped you at all, make sure you give us a thumbs up as well. I'll see you next time.